And you need this done by when?
Was this approved by management?
An entire landing page?
Oh, we can see there.
Yeah, but I'm in bed, so I'm going to turn it off. How you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. It was just the. I hated seeing that 2020 emblem from the Moscone Cup the last few days. I didn't say anything, but
You got the headphones on and everything. Jesus Christ! You're like.
Well, during pandemic, I started doing a lot of this, and for certain like dub overs and stuff like that, like dubbing over other matches and stuff, not live stuff. These headphones helped a lot with the software. He's practicing that shot he missed. You see that, right? Remember that shot he missed yesterday? That he shot a little harder than we expected.
Yeah, they wasn't happy. I interviewed them both last night.
Yeah, I need to go back and listen to that. To be honest, I made it to the 2 stores I needed to make it to before they closed.
Yeah,
they weren't happy.
They're both disappointed that they didn't play good. Fedor thinks he played better last time when he lost the match. Tony just said he really struggled.
Yeah, I think he could be accurate there, but with the way the match went yesterday, it's almost like they didn't get into the game enough to play. You know what I'm saying? So there were shots for Fedor, and then he didn't run as many balls as he wanted. Tony kind of gave up too many easy shots, right? So
yeah, they said the table's playing tough.
Yeah, and it looks like newer felt than last time.
Yeah, Tony says it feels like it's like a nappy clock. Just feels really heavy.
Well, you remember because you played in it a couple times, but you remember the tar room in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
You remember how that felt was? It was almost like it was like dried out a little, and it was just played funky that table did. And I think sometimes you get that with tables from time to time. So
yeah, definitely.
Like I remember whenever the tighter top was put on that tar table, it seemed like hardly any player could run a rack. And it wasn't the pockets. It was just played. It played tough. Don't get me wrong, but it just played odd. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, it's just I think the surrounding the settings and I mean this table looks beautiful on the eye.
Yeah.
But it's hard to judge when you're watching on a screen how the table really plays until you're out there.
Yeah, like that tar room. Of course, that's not the case here. But my experience with any of those tables that are in that low room setting, kind of like low ceiling, I don't know. They always seem to play a little funny to me.
Yeah, and that tar room was like a little box room, wasn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Justin lived in there. Did you know that?
Oh, really?
Justin Colley, he actually lived in there.
Wow.
Yeah, I think the last year he was in Vegas, he was staying there. He had a little sofa bed, and then I think he went to a friend's house when he wanted. He might have had a shower in there as well. Actually.
What's up, fellas?
I wouldn't doubt it. Hey, Kyle, how you doing?
Good.
How you doing, mate? You good?
Yeah. Give me just a sec. We got it live on YouTube and Facebook. Appreciate y'all joining in. We're gonna kick off the pay-per-view here and get this match started.
JJ, what have you been doing today?
Today has been a pretty relaxed day, just setting up some things for the next couple of weeks. Just setting up some lessons, scheduling some more lessons for this week while I'm home, and just sweating the golf a little bit.
They're all like local people. What come for the lessons?
Yeah, I got a guy coming in I think he's from Washington on Thursday, Friday, Saturday for 5 hours each day. I had a guy come in last week from out of town. I have a lot of those, and then I have a lot of locals I teach. And then next Sunday, I'm heading to the Texas State Open.
How much do you charge for the 5 hours a day, if you don't mind me asking?
It depends on how many hours, but it's roughly around 100 an hour.
Yeah.
So
around the same as me then.
If they come to me, it's a little more when I have to travel,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
So, and I keep it a little cheaper for the locals that I see more often and so on.
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
juniors, of course, I'm working with a junior tomorrow, which I discount that quite a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm the same, more or less.
Yeah, it's good. I can't complain about that. I have new ones all the time and a lot of repeat customers and so it's good. It's work though, that one-on-one. I work hard at it. I'm sure you do the same. So
Yeah.
All right, guys, we are kicking off Fedor Gorst versus Tony Chohan. Fedor with the first break today. He's leading 14-7. So definitely some work early to do for Tony. I talked with him a little bit before the match. Definitely plans on trying to come out hot here and close the gap a little bit early and set him up, a good position to make this a long night. So we are live on our Facebook and YouTube as well. But we'll be cutting that off here shortly. Get your passes at xpool.live. It's only $25. Get all of today live as well as replay of the entire event anytime you want. So definitely check that out. www.xpool.live. We've got Jeremy Jones and Darren Appleton, the ones and onlys, in the booth here with us.
Thanks, Kyle.
thanks, Carl. Really good break here. Pretty traditional, like what you want. Ball in the low rail, ball in the side rail, and you're not always going to get a shot, but you're going to get a free one right here on the 4 if you want it. Now, this I think is what Fedor did better yesterday is the long rail banks on Darren.
Definitely.
Seemed like.
Yeah, he was definitely more happy with how he played yesterday than it was the first day. But he said he's still not 100% sure why he's not played better. But they both said that the table conditions are playing tough compared to when that's a great shot compared to the first match they played. Yeah, Tony complained a little bit of his tip, and he uses a triangle tip. So he said it just didn't have any bite in it. So I think he's doing some work on that today before the match. I'm not too sure if Cal got any news on that.
Yeah, I think he did say after Louis worked on it, it was in a lot better shape. So
Yeah,
I think he's feeling much better about it today for sure.
yeah, both players are not happy with their performance, really. But it happens. I think I think if one player plays great, then it usually drags the other guy to play a lot better. But Tony, he's got to come with it today. He's got to play probably his best one pocket of his life.
That was kind of my feeling after talking with both the players last night. It is on the opposite of what you said. A lot of times when somebody's playing bad, it also can make you play a little bit bad, a little bit careless, and other things. And I think that's maybe the biggest difference is that the level of bad for Fedor Gorst is just different than the level of bad for Tony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Darren.
Yeah, it's just small margins, isn't it? I mean, if you look at there's at least 2 or 3 racks where Tony, he should never have lost those racks. So even if he just wins 2 of those racks, he's what, 12-9? I mean, he's still right in the game. Because there was a couple of games there where he was up 6-1 and 7-0. I mean, he should never lose those games. Even if you've not played for 2 years, he should still win those games. So, yeah, the match is a lot closer than what the score says.
Any news on the extension since he put it on a minute ago and took it off once already? Any information
about that?
Yeah, I actually meant to ask him about that last night and totally forgot. I think I might try to hunt him down on the next player break, see if we can get some info on what that's about. I'm curious myself.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get some info.
Yeah, be just curious, and if he didn't want to give it up, I understand. But a great start here with a big lead, I'll tell you that. I'll tell you, if Tony can get at this 14 to roll it in, he may just go ahead and do that and take that angle on the 15 to break the balls and try and steal this game.
Yeah, I'm not
He
quite
may
sure.
have to stun it. I don't know. think he's got to shoot at this one way or another if he has a look at it, whether he's got to stun it, whether he's got to roll it. So he's playing this into the 2. Oh, really nice.
Yeah.
It looked like I did get to watch some of the final last night. Looked like, as far as it seemed like a tournament, Kyle, that y'all kind of put up for this event, and maybe didn't expect 150 players, but it looked like a really good final. And of course, Jeremy played real solid like he always does.
Yeah, it was a new group called Bankroll Tournaments here in Louisville. That was their first event they ran here. It was a 10-ball open, and did a great job. The director is James Miles. He is the individual that runs our weekly events. If you've ever made it out to Rail Yard, he just does a really good job with all of that stuff. And yeah, man, it was a really good turnout for the first event, first time they've done it. Like I said, a lot of great players: Rodney Morris, Vitaly Patsura, and Christina, Louis DeMarco, Jeremy Seaman. I'm sure I'm leaving D. Atkins, leaving some people out, I'm sure. But, yeah, really good turnout. Came down to Jeremy Seaman and Louis DeMarco in the finals. And Louis had to double dip Jeremy, so raced to 7 the first set, and Lewis wins 7-3. And then took a quick break, and Jeremy came back and won the second set 5-0 to close out the win. So, overall, great event, good payouts. It was a good time.
What did you get for first place?
First place for both payouts was a little over 8,000.
Nice.
That's great. And a really good shot from Tony here. He's got to clip the 3 and leave him a little funny on top of the 15. Oh, he came up a little bit. Now, I don't know. We'll see. Tony might be able to cut this 15 with being a right-hander.
Yeah, he might even go for the bank on the 14, right?
Yeah, and just kind of hold the ball. Bring it on down. I mean, you got the balls in play. For being behind 5-0, the way that stack looks and everything, this is not, it's doable.
Yeah.
Now what, though? I mean, I guess you almost have to shoot and draw into the 1-3. Probably don't sell out anyways if you miss.
Yeah, I would imagine he's going to be aggressive today. Yeah. He needs to get lucky, and he has.
Very lucky. Looks like
Yeah.
I've slept on a ball here. Apologies. You guys, are we at 6-1 or 5-2?
6-1. He pocketed the 2 ball Tony
That's
did for
right.
Fedor.
That's the one I missed. Thank you.
Man, when I see Tony play his best, like not his best, but I'm saying whenever I see him really succeed, he just takes that little extra time. He's never slow, but he kind of got down after making a big bank there. He didn't really go look the ball to the hole at all. You know what I mean, Darren? Like, I really feel like he buries that ball if he just settles himself a little bit. So if you watched him at all when those Buffalo events, which are very difficult events to win, both times he won it, he really took a little more time on the big shot.
Right. Yeah, you know him a lot better than me, but yeah, whenever I watch him play, I feel like when he takes that extra second and sets himself, he don't look like missing. But sometimes I feel he gets straight down to the shot before he actually looks at the shot.
Absolutely. Like before he takes his, we all kind of aim from up top some kind of way or another, even if it's subtle.
Yeah.
He does the same thing moving. If he takes that just because he sees shots real quick, he sees 3-4 different kind of shots real quick. If he takes that little extra time, he not only defines the shot he shoots a little better, but he almost always picks out the better one also.
Yeah.
But,
full knowledge is amazing.
So come again?
His table knowledge is amazing, but sometimes maybe too good, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, trying to hum this 3 in and come across real hard angle, especially with the 13 there, because you got to hit it tight. So now looking at something else. I would threaten, in these positions right here, I would figure out a place up the table to put a little pressure on Fedor and see if he wants to shoot. And there's a few reasons for that. You have to see about it first. You might make him uncomfortable if he misses and makes a mistake. And you have to find out if he's willing to shoot from up there. You know what I mean? Because you have to find out if the top rail's a little more open. So, especially longer sessions. You know what I mean, Darren?
Yep.
This is a good one.
It's like the previous shot there with Tony. The previous shot, he was looking at that shot for like 1 minute, and then he decided to play something else completely different, and he took 2 seconds over the shot. And he gets a bad cue ball. So it's just quite frustrating at times, I guess, if you're a fan of Tony Chohan.
It's
because you know the talent and the game and what he can do. So when he doesn't do it, yeah, if you're a Tony Chohan fan, I would imagine it's quite frustrating when things are not going his way or he's not doing the basics.
that shot in that first bank tells you anything. Fedor looks a little stronger even than yesterday to open.
Yeah, and he's dressed a bit brighter today.
He's got his Sunday best on.
Like Tiger.
Yeah, he can go for this, try and go into the edge of the sticks and just take your chances.
Yeah, and he's a 1 ball.
Yeah. That's the one that I think he struggles at a little bit, is the throwback bank when you're using spin, because he just doesn't use a lot of spin when banking the ball that much. So where Tony, it's one of his better banks when he can load it up with the outside and kind of roll across the ball. Wow, I'm really surprised he didn't try to come to the 10 right there, just because the 10 leads you straight up table and it takes care of a problem.
Yeah, you don't have a shot here. Yeah, I don't think you can see enough of the 1.
Yeah, not only that, you get some kind of cut on the 10, you may trap him, you know, kind of cutting the 10 over and getting him behind a ball or something like that.
Did you have
maybe
a certain color what you'd wear, Jeremy, when you got to the finals day? Like on the final day of a tournament, do you wear like a certain color?
Nah, I don't think, nah, not really. Probably should have picked one because it seemed like I got beaten every final in the world, maybe. But.
Yeah, there's a lot of players that do that.
Yeah.
At one time, I used to wear red, but that was because of Tiger, really, I guess. I idolized Tiger Woods for a long time.
Well, he was, when it comes to the competition side of things and winning, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's more a superstitious thing, isn't it? I thought you'd be more like a socks man. You'd wear the same socks all the time for the finals.
Well, no. I was thinking like I was kind of thinking like that, Darren. Like one thing. Now I wouldn't wear the same shirt all week or nothing, but I was a little superstitious on things. Like if I was in a certain routine and doing well, wouldn't change the routine a whole lot.
Yeah. I'm the same. But Shane used to wear that same shirt for quite some time. That blue one. He's like a silky blue colour.
Yeah, he likes that.
I remember the Derby. I think the year he got to the 3 finals, he kept it on all week.
All right, hadn't missed a tough one yet, so extends the lead to eight games. Now, you think Tony, since it's a long road, you think he wants to press it a little bit here and see if he can get something going, playing a little more aggressive?
I think so, just because I don't look at him as a really grinder, patient sort of guy. Where he I mean, I'm not saying he can't do that game. I just don't see him doing that.
Well, that's not where I was going. I was saying if he had a coach in his corner and they were trying to figure out a game plan, you know, he could be – Tony can grind, but, I mean, can he really – any of us hold up that long to grind out every game to make this kind of comeback while losing games in between? It might be his best plan to try and get real aggressive.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it might be his only chance to really win.
Yeah, I just feel he needs to win some quick games.
Yeah.
Like just to get that feel, that momentum, and get some confidence, really. I think confidence is a big key with him. Like when he's
Yeah,
confident,
really.
it makes the game look so easy when he's confident. And obviously that's the same for everyone. But with Tony's style of play, you just know that he needs to get in that rhythm, that flow.
All right, guys.
And I don't know if there's anything physical, but he hasn't had that swagger around the table just yet, you know.
For those of you joining in with us on Facebook and YouTube, appreciate you hanging out. We're going to cut off coverage there. You can continue to watch at xpool.live. It's $25 to watch the rest of today. You also have on-demand replay of the entire event, so catch the rest of the action anytime you like. Thank you for joining in, and hopefully we'll catch you all over there.
All right, Tony open. Well, he left the bottom rail open by moving the 2.